Welcome to Heaven on Earth. This is Sunday School Creation Series video number 2. Why does God create in the physical? This is easy to explain and very difficult if you believe in the words of the Bible as literal. God in heaven is an energy realm, very high vibration, always in the highest vibration possible. If you imagine a vibrational scale where Earth is down here in the physical, I'm trying to circle this, okay, and heaven is actually way up here. Okay, in the 1200s, 1500 range. And so heaven is this high vibrational scale. It's all love and above. There's nothing less. And they don't have the same physical density there as how things can instantly manifest. And their favorite thing to do is expand heaven and make everything grow and make more. And one way to do that is to make more God consciousness, to make more gods. But to be a God in heaven, you have to already know everything and be practiced and experienced, a professional. You can't have puppies in heaven. A puppy running around heaven having one errant thought could kind of destroy the whole thing. You would have to put so many restrictions and limitations on them that they wouldn't have true freedom. Okay? And the way that you do that is you keep all your puppies inside you. Okay? So, and you know, puppies can only become full-fledged when they're full-fledged and they pass all the requirements as our brother Jesus did here on earth. Now, most of us don't have to be crucified, although thousands of Christians were crucified after Christ. So if you've felt like you've hung on the cross too, there were thousands of us that did after Christ did, our beloved brother. Okay, and I will do a video explaining what perfection is, because perfection is actually an equation to God. Okay, it's not an arbitrary set of rules, but an actual equation. So in order to make a God, it was kind of more like Frankenstein. Okay, you can't have a baby God. You can't impregnate your wife and have a baby and then grow them up in heaven. Okay, the baby had to have to stay inside the mother until it was a full-fledged adult and a full God before it can be let out. And had the full consciousness and understanding and everything of all of heaven in order to be a full-fledged God. Okay? Because everything instantly manifests in heaven. It's a liquid reality where everything instantly manifests. And a person that was not already skilled and able to control their emotions and their thoughts and their feelings and to only think positive and no harm to anyone, would think a harmful thought towards one person in heaven and hurt, wound everyone in heaven. Okay, instantaneously with one thought. You just hurt everybody in heaven. Alright? It can't be allowed. So nobody that would be of that vibrational level can be allowed free reign in heaven as their own individual being. Okay. So, that being said, the way that God's created gods was to grow them. Mary would grow 2 cups of heart, and Bob would grow 2 cups of mind. And, you know, you take a God and you have 2 cups here and 2 cups there and 2 cups there. And next thing you know, everybody adds their 2 cups. And you have a full-fledged God with all the consciousness and knowledge and everything it needs to be a full-fledged God in heaven. Okay, and all of the heavens help to create it, and it is, you know, complete and perfect and able to live perfectly in heaven with everyone else. And that's how the gods used to make gods. And it took a long time to grow God consciousness in heaven, because it is such a realm of peace and love. There's no conflict of any kind. And so it was very slow. It took a long time to grow God consciousness and to expand ourselves and each other so that we could make new gods. And when new gods came along, we were always so happy and so excited and so thrilled and so filled with joy. The joy in heaven every time we had a new God was unbelievable, unmistakable, undeniable. It filled everyone to the brim. Each unique being joining our ranks with the knowledge and skills and love and purity to do so. It's beauty. It's beauty. It's just straight beauty to us in heaven. So, one God, actually there was a group of them sitting around discussing how they could do one of their favorite things, which was make more heaven and grow God consciousness. It's like, that's what they do up there. And so they had this discussion, and this God was having this thought. If I could compress myself down small enough, I could squish me down into something separate from myself and put a little piece of myself inside it. If I could separate a piece of myself from myself, I could grow it faster. I could grow it more. I could have more new adventures and experiences. And so those gods got together and devised a way to create separate little pieces of themselves so that they could put little pieces of themselves inside themselves and let themselves dance around and experience themselves and be in love and joy in the physical, separate from themselves. And it was glorious. I can tell you, gods don't call them universes, they call them playgrounds. And they refer to the playgrounds as divine playgrounds for the children of the gods. For we are all from heaven, and everything returns from whence it came. I know that. I've seen the equations. I've seen the very first universe that was ever created. And the very simple, basic programming of it. And the gods were amazed. They were glorified. And yet the most they created in the entire universe was like swamp, muck, algae growing in some goo. I don't even think they actually had plants growing on land, but they grew some plants in water or liquid of some kind. Is the most advanced life they created in that first universe. They'd never done it before. They didn't use a lot of matter and framework and structure. It was the first one, and they were learning. And it was so glorious. It was absolutely glorious, okay? And it was just one God. One God did the first universe all by themselves, okay? And other gods watched on. Other gods helped do all the preparation and all the work. And in the next video, okay, this video is about why gods create in the physical. And the answer is it grows God consciousness faster, so they can make more gods in heaven. And you and I are godlings, little pieces of God consciousness, each one of us 2 cups. Each human gets 2 cups. This is how God sees us all, exactly as equal. Each person gets 2 cups, 2 cups, 2 cups, 2 cups, 2 cups. And then you go off in your lives, and you live your lives. And when God gets done, he gets back 2 gallons. And he refines it, and cleanses, and blesses, and raises it. And then, when he's done with that, and it's all, you know, he starts off as 2 cups, he gets back 2 gallons, he puts it through the refining, cleansing, raising process, and he has 1.5 gallons, or 1.25 gallons, or even 0.5 gallon. To put in 2 cups and get back 0.5 gallon is glorious to God. These are equations God will do all day long. All day long, God will create in the physical, because he puts 2 cups in, he gets 2 gallons back, he refines it, cleanses it, and he gets 1 gallon of God. And it's glorious to God to create in the physical. And it is all equations. You take energy and you activate it and challenge it and make it expand more, and it can't do anything but. It's all equations in the mind of God, okay? But love is not. Love is what God loves every one of us. All of the gods of all of the heavens love every one of their children so dearly and so desperately. We are their greatest works. Even the worst life of suffering produces 2 cups into 2 gallons. And some of the worst lives of the most suffering produce the most God consciousness. And we as humans see good and bad, where God only sees growth. And where we see challenges, God sees obstacles that makes us expand. And it is the answer to the question, why do bad things happen to good people? And why is there so much evil or bad in the world? Part of it is because we've created it so. Because heaven wants us to have heaven on earth and be in peace and love and joy just like they are. That's what heaven wants. Man gets the freedom to choose. Because choice is one of the most important laws and rules in heaven, that everyone's able to do what they love. So my brothers and sisters, we have explained that gods create in the physical. They create with equations and code and programming. They call the physical the playground for the children of the gods. And I can explain all the basic parts of how this works, this reality. How and why is what this series is about. You and I are children of gods. Little slices, little soul slices of heaven. 2 cups of God in a body, having a physical experience, remembering who we are and why we're here. And remembering that the most important law is love. And that when we live a life we love, and we love all our brothers and sisters, and we care and share, and we have community and unity and freedom and democracy and abundance for all, we can create heaven on earth with each other. As above, so below. I love you all, my brothers and sisters. Quantum hugs and kisses. You can never get too many hugs from heaven. Okay. See you in the next video where we discuss the first universe and how it was created. 3 things you can do right now to help create heaven on earth. Like this video. It helps the algorithms share it with more people. Subscribe to this channel and share these messages with someone you know who could use some more hope, love, peace in their hearts, and would like to experience a little heaven on earth today.